Hello and welcome to my second time recording this video because the first time my dishwasher was running really loud in the background and my deaf ass didn't notice until I replayed the footage. Today, I'm going to be reacting to some deaf memes from the account deafmemes.exe on both Twitter and Instagram. I'll tag their accounts below. But essentially, I'm going to be using these memes as a vehicle to explain some pieces of deaf culture. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you to all of my patrons. Y'all are the reason I can post this content on YouTube for free, so thank you so much. Alright, let's jump in. Okay, so if y'all see me like looking down, it's because I'm looking at these memes on my laptop because I record on my phone, so I apologize for that. Alright, the first one, this incredible SpongeBob meme. Can you read my lips? Oh my lord. Hearing people. PSA, first off, if you're just walking up to a random deaf person, don't ask us that, ask us our preferred mode of communication. And if a deaf person does prefer to read lips, mouth normally. It's what we're used to. If you are exaggerating, your lips are so much harder to read. I absolutely love this next one. All right, me as a tutor, we can work on facial expressions, ASL 1 student. Oh my lord. So when you're first learning ASL, the facial expressions can feel really weird. You'll feel like you look very strange, but they're a part of the language. It's our grammar structure. With time, it becomes more comfortable and feels more natural, and I actually always suggest that my students and the people who are watching my videos practice facial expressions in the mirror so that you become more comfortable, not just with making them, but with what you look like when you make them. How it looks from my ear canal when a hearing bargoer tries to talk to me. Okay, so I still have friends that do this, people who have known me for a really long time, and it's honestly hilarious to me at this point. I always talk about the fact that I have an advantage when we go to concerts and loud places because I'm already used to lip reading. So people will try to yell in my ear like they do with other hearing people, and I'm like, sweetie, just look at me, just look at my face. What's something that isn't deaf but feels deaf to you? Jim Carrey's facial expressions. I could not possibly agree more. Oh my lord, that man's facial expressions are immaculate. He would fit in any deaf space. Like I said before, facial expressions are vital for our grammar structure. So the fact that he already has such vivid facial expressions means that if he actually learned ASL, he would be the champ. When a hearing person keeps making small talk with me after telling them I'm deaf many times, y'all, every time I'm at an airport, every time I'm on an airplane, I don't know what it is about that specific environment that makes the words I am deaf just suddenly mean nothing. But people approach me all the time, they stare at me, they ask me questions, and my response, I am deaf, apparently just means nothing at that point. Like, I get you're bored. Airports are a very boring place to be, but please just stop. Nobody, me, shows up at a deaf event. Random deaf person. You deaf? Yes. Yes, that is going to be the first question that anybody walking into a deaf event is going to be asked 1,000,000% of the time. It might seem nosy or rude, but it's just something that we do. It's also good information for us to have if we need to code switch and sign slower with more English, or if we can just go at it. My deaf brain. Random deaf people's names, the schools they attended, relationship histories, and unconfirmed rumors. Y'all, we are a nosy bunch. This is largely due to having limited access to communication growing up. When nobody around you knows your language and you find someone who finally does, you want to know everything about them, you want to talk to them about their life story, your life story, you're going to be there for hours. And that is just something that got ingrained into our culture. We are a nosy bunch. How to spot a novice interpreter. Yes, we love the Batman shirt. Reasons I chose this one to talk about. One, this is something we see way too often. Interpreters are supposed to have very boring clothes up here. No shiny jewelry, no patterns, no loud anything. Interpreters are supposed to dress so that we can see their hands as easily as possible. So having all of that distracting stuff makes it really difficult to understand. Unfortunately, I have seen, met, and worked with interpreters who are not new, they know the rules, they just don't care. So this is a PSA. The one person in particular that I'm talking about has the biggest ego ever and will never watch this video. But if she does, and she knows it's her, how you doing? When you move to a new town and show up in a deaf community event for the first time, local deaf people, who the F is this? Yeah, so like I said earlier, we're a tight-knit community. We know everything about everyone in our community. So when someone unfamiliar shows up, it's interesting, it's new, it's straight up news within the community. And let me tell you, that word travels fast. When hearing people in the restaurant see a group of deaf people signing, constantly. I get it, it's a cool language, you want to see what's going on. And looking is fine, just don't stare. It feels so weird. This happens to me in restaurants. This happens to me again at the airport. I went live one time at the airport because I was so painfully bored and I had people staring at me from all angles. It's super uncomfortable. Sometimes when I'm in a good mood, I find it hilarious. Other times, I don't want to be perceived. Stop it. When a hearing person awkwardly walks past 25 deaf people in the hallway, yes, you don't have to stop, you don't have to duck down, just walk past like you would any other conversation. Just because it's a visual medium doesn't mean that you standing in between us for half a second makes us miss anything significant. As long as you're walking at a normal pace, we don't miss much at all. When a signing impaired Karen sees us signing and wants us to speak English but struggles to acknowledge we are speaking in American Sign Language. One of my friends in college was in a Denny's because nothing good ever happens at Denny's, unless they sponsor me, in which case I love Denny's. Anyways, so he was there minding his own business. This guy writes something on a piece of paper, gives it to his waitress, and tells her to give it to my friend. The note said something along the lines of, "This is America, speak English." How? America? English? American Sign Language. Like, if you're gonna be nationalist and also the worst, at least do it correctly. Anyways, those are all the memes I have for now. Again, deafmemes.exe. I will link them in the description. Love you guys so much. I'll see you next week.